All right, Kenny with Helicopter Land Ground School. Starting off a little different tonight. Going to walk over here and show you what we put up. Yesterday, we talked about our member, Charles Perkins, and Heather came in today and got Charles up on the wall. There he is on the Hogs Wall of Fame. So what's kind of cool is this is where the story starts, right? He did his commercial add-on, sent us both that picture and the picture of the fixed wing job that he has. And that's not the end of the story, okay? So this is cool. And this is what we've been telling you. So there's the Hogs Wall of Fame. Just to give you a quick look. As we said, we're adding to this side. And then as we move on, we'll start filling up that one down there. And then we got one more panel in the back. So there you go. Charles is up on the wall. And the fun thing about that, the story goes a little bit farther, is I'll give you a little shot of what we have to work with here. This is kind of cool. So I knew that Charles had unsubscribed from his commercial for his add-on, which is cool, right? People get the training and then they unsubscribe. So today I'm just going to delete that shot in case there's any kind of audio there. Let me know if the audio is good. I see 10 watching. So here's what he wrote to me. I'm going to walk over there and read it to you. He sent an email today, and he said, now this is, good and bad news, but I take it as good news. He said, I told him last night, I highlighted him in the video, and he said, that's awesome. Thank you for forwarding your video, which is the video I did last night. He said, I'm in 14-day virus quarantine due to recent travel, not sick. Good time to start your instrument course. Thanks again, Charles Perkins. So, awesome, Paul, thank you. So Charles emails in today, and he was having trouble trying to sign up for the instrument course with the 50% off. And so I told Heather to go ahead and take care of it. Michael Worth, you'll be able to add my picture to the Wall of Fame in about a month. Awesome, Michael. We'll be ready for you. And Heather will get it up there. So I was running home because Gloria needed some help at home, and I told Heather, we checked it to make sure the link was working, and it was working just fine. And so she said, hey, we just checked that it's worked. Try it again. Well, he entered code 5550 instead of just putting 550. Problem solved, and he's in. So here's an example of what we've been saying. The world's going a little crazy right now, but here's a guy who just got his commercial, excited. Now he's stuck in a 14-day quarantine, not because he's sick, but because he has to, some people have to do that from travel, right? So totally understandable. So here's a guy who's like, hey, I'm done with the commercial, unsubscribed, came back, took us up on the special stuff for this month while things are crazy to start on his instrument course. Why not? He's quarantined for 14 days. He knows ground school worked for him with his commercial add-on, and he's back. So that's the beauty of Helicopter Land Ground School. Those monthly memberships are priced very, very reasonable, and you can keep them as long as you like, cancel anytime. I say it all the time. If you're new to us, I'm Kenny Keller with Helicopter Land Ground School. There's Daniel. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Fox Deuce. What's up, everyone? Awesome. So what I want to do tonight, since every day I've been giving away free stuff, I thought, you know what? This is a little bit offbeat, but I knew it was the right thing to do. And I've got a couple other free resources that we'll put out over the next couple days. The ones that are down below this video I've been talking about each day. One's the free radio course. I believe that's down below. I'll check and make sure when I'm done. The free PDF for helicopter or top 10 check rides. People have been gobbling that up. They've been gobbling up the free PDF for helicopter check ride. That's awesome. I mentioned last night we have a podcast most people don't know about. Good time you're sitting around and want to listen to some helicopter training material. We have a podcast I've had for like 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and I just have never worked real hard with it and haven't always promoted it like other things that I haven't promoted, right? Like Clarence always says, you're not promoting R22 and R44 and instrument-specific sections. So I see Eamon says, do you stay sleeping hangar for 2 weeks? No, as of right now, I can still go back and forth home. They did just put out for Indiana starting tomorrow, essential businesses. So I've been deciphering through there, what is essential business? Hopefully that includes me. Have a helicopter here at an airport. Let's hope that that's essential business, but I'll definitely be back tomorrow, and I'll take some gear home with me too so I can go live from home, because I could not stand to go home for 2 weeks and not be able to go live because I love doing it. Have to go to bed, Kenny and group. All right, see you next time. You can always watch this later. Your website rock from Joshua. Your website rocks. I'm currently working on my private pilot license. Great stuff. Awesome. Thank you very much, Joshua. Stuff is really helpful. Keep it up. Thank you. See, Joshua, a member talking about how helpful it is. And then I'm telling you, it's reasonably priced. We're very fair, and we have this money back guarantee. You can't beat it. 30-day money back, no hassle. So what I want to give away today is something that 99.9% of you won't know anything about. A few will know when I talked about it a little bit. About 2 years ago, I built a course and I launched a book, and I did hit Amazon number bestseller with it, and I only promoted it for a little bit, and it's How to Build an Online Business. And at the time, it was something I thought I wanted to do, but then ground school was keeping me so busy, it didn't sell right away. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. And a couple of the marketing people I talked to said, it might be a little bit early for that. You better maybe you just should park that for right now. So today, with what we've been talking about with online businesses, an error occurred. Please try again later. Let me go refresh. Let me know if you're still here or if we're really gone. Let me refresh the page. Here I was talking away and couldn't see anything. All right, looks like I'm still here. All right, good, awesome. So I don't know why that came up on my screen, that it was some kind of an error. So anyway, I thought I'm gonna give this away for free. It's on Amazon, anybody could buy it, but we haven't been promoting it. But we have a free PDF for this. And I like telling the story of how I got started doing this. And I'm passionate about it because I've run brick and mortar businesses. I've run a brick and mortar business where it was just a helicopter and I was trying to make a living operating a helicopter. And that is very, very tough to do. Flight schools and aviation is a tough business regardless. I mean, it's freaking tough. So I've been through it with owning an aircraft and just trying to run a flight school. I've been through it I had a towing service for 10 years where I started with small trucks, got into heavy duty trucks. And I did tractor trailers, I had semi-wreckers. And as you can imagine, insurance is high, expenses are high. It's a tough business. So I had experience with high insurance, high maintenance. Recovered from all that. I got into helicopters, recovered from all that, and then bought a helicopter. So I ruined my credit once over the towing service because I wouldn't leave the trucks alone because that's the type of person I am, right? I had to keep building everything bigger and bigger and make it heavier and bigger booms and big heavy underlifts, and then I needed a bigger truck than that, and I needed a tandem axle, and at the end I had a Mack that was, I forget how many feet long. The truck itself weighed 50,000 pounds, just the wrecker alone. But did I learn? No. Then I go into the helicopter business and talk about expenses and high insurance. Oh my God. So I ruined my whole livelihood and credit again. And then I started Helicopter Land Ground School, online business, a digital product. And over the last year, where it's taken me, it's awesome, right? I've rebuilt my whole entire life. And it hasn't been easy. I'm not saying this is something that you can just do overnight and make $1 million, because I don't believe in that. I think anything that is going to be worthwhile and take time, you got to put a lot of effort into it. Like they say, people think, oh, that guy was an overnight success. When you find out the real story, that overnight success took like between 8 to 17 years before you heard of that guy or girl. They worked really hard behind the scenes for many, many, many years before you ever heard of them. So that's why I like talking about it, and that's why I launched this, and I thought, I'm just gonna give away this free PDF because I haven't talked about it. Why not? Now in this world, I think you can all see where e-learning, online training, online businesses, with what's going on in the world right now, they're, approved this telehealth where people can, talk to their doctor without having to go in. So our world's been going that direction anyway for a long time, and I think this is just going to speed that up. And I've owned brick and mortar businesses, and right now anybody has a brick and mortar business, man, I know times are tough. And things might get tight around here a little bit too, but we don't have the overhead that a normal brick and mortar business has. I do now that I've built the business up. I do have expenses with the hangar and utilities and fiber internet and employees, but it's still different when you're trying to operate a business where you have to be able to have the doors open and people walking in the door to do business with you. That is a very tough proposition. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give this away just for free. Occasionally I'll get an email from somebody who says, hey Kenny, you know, I'm like for example, a flight paramedic. And I'd love to do an online course where I can take my knowledge and put it online and, you know, have my own side gig, my own thing on the side. So I get those questions quite often. And I think that's what sparked me originally to do this. And I actually have a whole course that I built. And again, I didn't do much with it, and I'll probably even I'll think about that overnight, but I might even throw that course out there for free for a little bit because it's a course I built. It hasn't been updated now in a couple of years since I built it because I stayed so busy with hogs that I've made so much progress just since I released the book and that course, again, that I'm not promoting. So I thought, why not give away the free PDF if you just want to learn about how I did it. And I talk about the struggles and the same things I'm kind of talking about now, but there's a lot of really good info in there, and I encourage anyone who wants to move into the digital world, the online world, online training, selling products, selling your knowledge. It's an incredible thing, and what it's done for me in my life, you know, I've rebuilt my life doing it. So I thought, what a cool freaking resource to just let people have for free. It's PDF. I did put the link down below. I checked it. I think it's working right. I checked it. I signed up for it, and I got the PDF. No fancy pictures, you know, not real super exciting. But I just kind of go through and, you know, step by step and tell you how I did it. And I love talking about it. I brought the pieces up here. Let me see who else is here. See, Benny's here. Fox Deuce. Awesome. So I started this business over 8 years ago with this. It's a little boom. I mean, loaned to me by another EMS pilot who got me blogging, doing videos, trying to market my helicopter company basically 10 years ago. So 10 years ago, I'm flying EMS. I'm on my paycheck from my helicopter EMS job is going into the business to keep the helicopter company that I ran in my days off, try to keep that helicopter alive. And that was a never-ending battle, right? You go to work to get your paycheck, and then on your days off, you got to run the business and work real hard. And then you go back to work for a week to make your paycheck, then your helicopter isn't flying because you're at work, right? A vicious cycle. And this young man named Nick Logan at the time, he came in as a new pilot, and he started talking about marketing in the other room, and I heard him talking to the medical crew. And I said, hey, I heard you talking about marketing. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, I said, well, do you help little guys like me, little one-man, one-helicopter operation? And he's like, absolutely. We can help anybody. You know, you should be blogging and doing videos. And he sold me a blog, and I started that 10 years ago. Promoting my helicopter company that was dying and ruining me financially, and did end up ruining me financially. And that's why when I tell the story, you know, how I started Hogs out of desperation 8 years ago, I had the vision. And my buddy Nick even said, you know, dude, you have to take your knowledge. You know, you've been an active instructor all these years, and maybe you should start an online business, an online ground school. And so the thought process, you know, was in my mind and kicked around as I'm going down the tubes, you know, trying to keep my business alive. And when I left that job, I went to the helicopter full time and ran it until everything was gone, savings and everything. So it's just for fun. I want to see what Michael had to say there. My wife keeps telling me that I should be hosting a YouTube channel to pay for my training. I keep telling her that I don't have time with the training that I'm doing. You know, it takes time to build YouTube up. I'll be honest, I've been at it 10 years, and as you can see, if you look down below, I have just over 25,000 subscribers. Now, I could have more subscribers if I had a fancier channel and I was out flying in the mountains somewhere and flying over lakes and doing all kinds of crazy stunts, but that's not what I do. I'm the ground guy. We do fly, and I do have the Enstrom here, and we're going to be doing some more flying and filming some more new videos and shit, and I love it. I'm glad I have it. I do fly with members, but I've never, you know, subscribers are nice, but subscribers are hard to get and views are hard to get. And Michael, if I was you, I'd do like a lot of guys are doing. A lot of people film their training. you never know. It isn't going to hurt. Starting a YouTube channel is free. It costs you nothing. And, you know, you see a lot of people out there that, I guess all I can say is, it just takes time. But I'm a believer, right? And I encourage anybody that wants to get doing something with their knowledge. You know, writing books, did I ever think I would have an Amazon bestseller and then another Amazon bestseller and then another Amazon bestseller on top of that? Maybe we'll talk about that one tomorrow. Another one that I could pop up. How many bestsellers do I have? This one hit 3. Oh, I think the other one I'm talking about, it was the number 1. I'll wait and talk about it tomorrow, because this is another one that you probably never heard about. That some people will be interested in. Fox Deuce. Hey, got a question. I'm a commercial helicopter pilot. Do you think it'd be smart to start an LLC as a pilot? Man, I would say talk to your accountant. If you have an attorney for something, talk to an attorney. I think that's probably going to depend on where you are in the world and what state you're in. I'm not an attorney and don't play one on TV. I have an LLC now. Helicopter Airline Ground School is an LLC. Prior to that, I did fly as an individual instructor and just went out and did flying on my own when I wasn't working for flight schools. Man, that's such a big question. Do you think it'd be smart to start an LLC as a pilot? Depending. Man, I would talk to a professional. I would first talk to a tax professional and or an attorney or both. And I have both of those now. I didn't for many years. I would highly recommend looking into it. Wish I could give you a better answer than that. Michael, I fly with a GoPro. Maybe it will see YouTube someday. Heck, why not? I mean, there's a lot of people that have a lot of views on their channels just from filming their flights. I mean, if you look around YouTube, there's tons and tons of people flying around doing stuff. And with so much out there, I've never felt the need to do a lot. I like to do it, and I'm going to do more of it because we want to update the ground school videos. But, you know, time is money, and aircraft are expensive. So when I go fly, I want it to be worthwhile. I want to be filming something of interest that's true value in training, not just flying around burning fuel. I've been around this game too long, and I know how expensive these things are, so I don't take it lightly, right? It's like when I go fly, it's going to be, you know, for a really good reason. All right, cool. 16 people late on a Monday night. World's going crazy. That's good. So, I mean, the world going crazy is not good. But people coming in and watching, I promise try to go live every day, and I love doing it. So, again, a whole bunch of free stuff down below. Promoting all the free stuff tonight. So down below, you can get that #1 bestseller, Helicopter Check Ride, free PDF. People have been gobbling it up, man. And that's good. Top 10 check ride tips, another #1 bestseller. The link down is below for that. How I built my online business. I talk about starting a YouTube channel that Michael talked about. I talk about doing blog posts. I talk about publishing books. And I talk about just how exactly, I just basically documented how I did it to give a person an idea of how they could approach it. At this point, you know, there's tons of different social media areas you can use, and there's so much any one person can do, and you got to kind of try to find your niche. But the thing about it is, if you want to do it, you just got to get started. So like in Michael's case, you want to do a YouTube channel, man, you got to do it. Start recording those flights, start a channel, and start playing with it. It's just, you just never know what it could do for you, and you could take those videos and have them there to at least at minimum review your own flights. Thanks, Kenny from Paul. Absolutely, thank you. So there's all those books down below. The free radio course, I think, is down below. I'll check it when I'm done here in a minute. I'll make sure that link's down below. And then, yeah, a couple more free resources for the next couple days. All right. Thanks, everybody, tuning in on a late Monday night while the world's going crazy. But doing my best to be upbeat and find good reasons to log in, give away some free stuff, keep people motivated. And I was really inspired today by Charles, who we talked about yesterday, showed you the Heather, got him up on the wall already. And again, that's the beauty of Helicopter Airline Ground School, is it is very reasonably priced. It really, really is. And we never want anybody to overextend themselves, of course. But if you're in the flight training game, you know, helicopters are expensive. A private pilot's in the area of 20 grand, could be more, could be less. So we actually help you save money with the training. So you got a guy like Charles who's stuck just due to travel, coming back into the country, or whatever his case is, he's got to be quarantined for 14 days. So he sees the value of hogs, unsubscribed from the commercial, signed back up with the instrument, and that's what a lot of people do. So it's awesome. Let's see. Fox Deuce, I like your videos. Challenges me to stay sharp on the basics and helps cover my butt as a professional pilot. Absolutely, man, and we preach it. And we preach it all the time, and we will continue to keep preaching it. Today was our first day for Brian Rutledge, our operations manager, to be with us full time. He is in California. He was going to come here for a week to do videos here and see all our operations firsthand. But of course, due to what's going on in the world, he said, I'm going to stay home with my family for right now, Kenny. When the world calms down, I'll come out and spend some time out there. So for right now, we're just working, talking over the phone or using the internet or whatever. Anyway, today we worked on the productions we're going to be doing where I can pull Brian in live. And we worked around that all day trying to hone that into where we can make a nice clear picture with good audio when I pull him in. So you're going to have the 30-year aviator joining me in the quest to keep helicopter only ground school moving forward. He's a professional aviator, flew for a sheriff's department for 15 years, deputy for 25 years, just retired, and going to work with us full time. So that's really exciting, and Brian is exactly like me. We preach knowledge, we preach study, we preach keeping your knowledge fresh. That is our complaint, as you'll hear from many industries. And he said law enforcement was just the same as every other industry or section of the aviation or helicopter industry. You consistently find pilots that are rated out working that have let their knowledge fall behind. So you can be guaranteed we're always going to go back and harp on the basics, because that's what I love to harp on, because we learn the basics of how to be a safe and prudent pilot from day one, student pilot training, turning you into private pilot. And everybody's just like, oh, that's private pilot stuff. Well, you know what? The core essentials of what we do, we learned as a private pilot. The hover pre-takeoff checks, the clearing the tail, the proper slow takeoff, the way you do approaches, all those things that you learn as a private pilot, many people let them fly out the window once they fly commercially because they think, oh, I don't have to do that stuff anymore. And that's not right. I still do the things now, and I did them flying 5 years in EMS. In my other commercial jobs, I've always stuck with the basics of what I learned as a private pilot, and that's the way it should be. So I appreciate that comment, Fox Deuce. I appreciate that very much. And we will continue to provide you with some awesome, basic, solid training, and always be harping on the knowledge. Always to be the best you can be. Michael Worth, the entire professional package is less than what I've spent on private pilot ground. See? Thank you, Michael. Here's a member. He just said it. He signed up for the professional pilot package, and he bought it on the discount, which it's on discount till the end of the month. Keep things moving forward, right? Help people out in a time of need. We're giving back. So he said it right there. From our ground school member, the entire professional pilot package is less than what I've spent on private pilot ground. Yes. Hands down, you can see the beauty of online training, which is what we're talking about tonight. The beauty of online training, online learning, e-learning, whatever you want to call it. It was already big, and now with what's just happened in the world, it's changed the world forever, I'm sure, right? And a lot of things that came out of this situation we're in, there's going to be a lot of good that comes out of it in the end, right? We just got to get through the next couple weeks, couple months, whatever it takes, and we will come back stronger. That's what always happens to us after anything bad that happens. There's always good that thrives later, and online businesses are going to absolutely freaking explode. Paul G, knowledge is power. It is. We preach that all the time. Knowledge, man. Knowledge is the key to everything, whether it's this field we're talking about, being a safe and prudent helicopter pilot. Knowledge is power. Anything you want to do, it's knowledge. Knowledge is power. And I see we got a comment there, and I don't know what NAMASTE means, sorry. Wish I could, don't know what that is. All right, well, do us a favor. Give us a few more of those thumbs up down below. If you're new to Helicopter Only Ground School and our channel, do us a favor. Subscribe and click the bell. That way you'll be notified when we put out videos. Always putting out new content, always trying to help people as we move our Helicopter Only Ground School to the next level. So thank you, everybody. We appreciate every single member, every thumbs up, every subscriber. We appreciate everyone. So thanks, everybody, and we will see you sometime tomorrow. I can just find my mouse to shut this down. There we go. All right. Peace out.